I'm making this video as a warning for those who have been sold the idea of starting an online business, of creating online income and traveling the world and living your own life of sovereignty and freedom. And this video is a warning for those who have been sold this idea of a dream of the laptop on a beach. And I want to share some things that you should consider before making a decision to pursue this sort of life. My name's Jay. I'm originally from Australia. I now live in Buenos Aires, Argentina, and I've been traveling the world for most of my adult life. I'm 24 now. I've been to 60-something countries, and I made a decision very early on that the typical life wasn't for me. I wasn't going to stay in my hometown. I wanted to see the world, experience the world much beyond what was kind of shared by my environment, and I wanted more. And so early on, I left high school with an online business, and I set sail for the first time at 18 years of age without a definitive end date. And I've spent the majority of my adult life on the road, and I've built some incredible online businesses in that time. 3 of those businesses are 7-figure businesses, and there's a bunch more. And I'm truly only at the beginning of that business journey, but I've been able to learn a lot of things. I didn't go to university. I, pursued my own alternative education. So I think I have learned a lot, and I have a fair bit to say. I was considering an alternative pathway to the mainstream. I've got a fair bit to share with those that are considering, a life of sovereignty, creating their own income, and ultimately taking responsibility for their own life, which they may not be aware of. And that's what I'm here to share about today. So it seems though everyone, has some sort of online business or desire for online business or a side hustle these days. Instagram is full of people selling programs, courses, promises to get fitter, get richer, have better relationships. And there's, so much good stuff out there. There's never been a time in history where for those with a desire to change, the information and the accountability and the environments are available. There's also a lot of shit. There's a lot of people who are talking about things, that they just don't know about. Now, if you're like most people, you want more freedom. You want to live life on your own terms. You don't want to be told what to do by a boss. And, you don't want to work a shitty job for the rest of your life that you hate. So you're probably considering, or at least open to, other options. And, maybe you've seen the possibility of starting an agency or an e-com store or some application of new AI technology or cryptocurrency or high-ticket sales. And these are all incredible opportunities with unlimited potential. But the truth is most who try this sort of stuff will fail. They'll fail miserably. They'll spend a lot of money, a lot of time and energy, and ultimately not get the result that they're looking for. It's actually astounding the percentage of people who buy courses and never even open them, let alone implement them. And still, those who do open them, have a go, most fail. And so, I've been in online education for about 7 years. It's been, the space in which I've grown my online income, my businesses in. And, I've spent over a medical degree's worth of money on my own alternative education in coaches and mentors and programs and experiences. And, I've built a bunch of businesses in the space. And so, I know a little bit about what I'm talking about here. I've got a good picture of how things work and which things work and which things don't. So here's my great insight that I'm going to share. It's going to save you a lot of time and money and effort. The reason most fail at online business is not because of the challenges that they can't overcome or their inability to learn certain skills or even embody certain beliefs. It's because they are unaware that business is about a lot more than business. It's a much bigger invitation than just making your current life a little bit better. Now, you've probably been led to believe that online business is here to make your life a little bit better, to have a little bit more time, a little bit more choice, a little bit more flexibility, and a little bit more money. But it's my suspicion that perhaps you've actually been compelled by something a lot deeper. On the surface level, you may think, hey, I just want time freedom, geographical freedom. But it's my suspicion that perhaps you've been compelled by something deeper, which at the core is a process of stepping into your own sovereignty. But the problem is, Most people are not prepared for what stepping into their own sovereignty actually means, or that by starting an online business, that is even what they're doing. And that's why they fail. Because if you go and buy one of the latest make money online courses, you'll be, hopefully shown an exact strategy for how to get a certain result, a particular method that will allow you to generate income online, whether that's through an agency, marketing, e-com, sales, coding, whatever. And most will fail. And the reason is not because the how-to doesn't work, not because you've been sold a broken system, hopefully. Or it's not because you bought the wrong course, or because you didn't even, it's not even because you didn't apply yourself completely. The reason that most will fail is because they were not prepared to step into this new space of sovereignty. They weren't prepared. Nobody told them. Maybe the people around them didn't even know the true core of what the decision they were making was. They thought they were getting into, an easier life, more freedom, more money. And the truth is they're stepping into the space of becoming a sovereign individual, of becoming the ultimate authority in their life, the creator of their own world, the space of becoming self-governed. And this is the real work. Despite what many people might say about not liking their current job, their boss, their environment, most people enjoy being enslaved to a certain degree because there's security, there's a perceived certainty, and there's a predictability. And most people would prefer to be governed by others and have those things than to wake up their own independence. Most people would rather have somebody else tell them what to do than to be completely and solely responsible for the outcomes in their life. And it's not to say that this process ought to be hard or difficult or painful, but it is a significant process to go through. And it's a big transition, especially if you are not aware of what you are going through, especially if you come from traditional education, schooling, university, which is exactly the opposite of this process. If you're 20 years of age, you just spent the last 15 years in a school teaching you to not be responsible for your own life, to be told what to do, to be a good boy. And now all of a sudden you're stepping into this opportunity of, I'm the creator of my world. I am responsible for the outcomes. I can create whatever it is that I desire with my life. And it's all up to me, and it all leads back to me. The process of starting, creating, and bringing something to completion, like an online business, has nothing to do with online business. It has everything to do with you. It all leads back to you. And that is the most confronting thing about this whole process. And that's why it's just too much for so many people. And that's why when it gets hard, people will lie to themselves, tell them whatever story that they need to hear in order to retreat and to stop moving forward, because they had no idea the space that they were stepping into. They were not aware of the significance of this process and what it really is. And so online business is a much bigger invitation than money, time, and geographical freedom. It's truly an invitation to become the master of your own world, the creator of your universe, and the number one authority in your life. Not a boss, not a teacher, not a system, not a government. And it's a much bigger invitation than just Wi-Fi money. And it's a much bigger invitation than most are willing to accept.